Oh, really?
So this
Yeah.
is the Wednesday, October 20th meeting of the Economic Development Commission. With us tonight are Craig Samuelson, Amber Bach, and Michael McMahon. Our first item is changes in business developments in town. I found out this afternoon that the real estate at 10 Hudson Drive is going to be sold. It consists of a little over 4 acres of land and 40-something thousand square feet of real estate. The tenant is staying at the property, which is B&E Tool. The owners of the real estate want to sell the property, so it'll be sold on an online auction November 30th and December 1st. The low bid to come in starts at $900,000. I got this information from the LoopNet website this afternoon and talking to the real estate broker. In terms of Small Business Saturday, that's Saturday, November 27th is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. I had come up with a couple of questions and we can move from there. Is the Greater Westfield Chamber doing anything? The answer to that is yes. They plan on trying to get Westfield businesses involved, offer one prize to a business in town that offers specials or special sales or some activity for that day, and one for a customer. They're still working on the details. They may do something in cooperation with WOW, which is Westfield on Weekends. They're not sure yet. They're going to meet with Westfield on Weekends sometime in the next week or two. I've distributed a copy of the article in the September 1st issue of Business West. It's an article on Southwick entitled "Southwick Emphasizes Balance for the Community." The town was interviewed by a reporter from Business West, and he interviewed Russ Fox and Carl Steinhardt, and they talked about some of what's happening in Southwick and some of what they'd like to see for the future. So if anyone's interested in that, you can go to businesswest.com and then look for an article on Community Spotlight on Southwick. Attached to the article is a one-pager where I do some updates and corrections on the median household income reported in the article, the 2020 official census numbers, and the fact that the Greens of Southwick, which is the former country club on the east side, actually has 5 to 6 houses that are either under development or have been completed and people have moved into the houses. The article had pointed out that it was going to be developed but hadn't happened yet. The Southwick Public Library is going to have some events for business people. And one of the events is the importance of LinkedIn. It will be a Zoom presentation. It's free, open to the public. People just need to send an email to southwicklibrary@comcast.net to sign up. And the other one is in December, The Art of Networking. And that again will be a Zoom meeting through the library. We have an updated list of restaurants, which I've given some copies in a folder to Russ, because he wants to share it with potential tenants for the former medical building next to the former American Inn, because he sees the importance of trying to get some doctors' offices in town. The question that then comes up in terms of Small Business Saturday, is there anything in particular that we want to do in Southwick?
What's the date on that?
Saturday, November 27th.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Do we know what type of prize that Westfield's offering to their
They
businesses?
don't know yet.
No idea.
It's all in the process.
Okay.
The administrative assistant is new
Yeah,
in Westfield, and the executive director is new.
right. Okay. I mean, we don't really have a budget to
No,
do any type of
we
gifts to
don't.
anything, so I can't, I can't think, other than, putting out our signs.
Right.
Shop small,
Right.
I think that's the most we could do, and maybe ask if they can put it on the sign, the lit up sign.
Right.
just to kind of remind everybody.
Because there's the new person handling Channel 15 and that sign.
Yeah, and that would be good if we can let Channel 15 know and just, maybe like, reminder, November 27th is,
Right.
Small Business Sunday. But other than that, I don't think there's a whole lot, we can do unless you have some ideas.
No, I
Yeah,
don't. It just, I mean, it's like the yellow signs that's
Right.
out there now, shop small, shop local.
Right.
Put those out a couple
Yeah.
of times a year.
Yeah.
I had those out in time for the parade
Oh, good.
that went on last Saturday for the 250th.
I wasn't here for that portion of the day, but yeah, that's good. Yeah, and if you need help, putting signs out too, you can always
Oh, yeah,
let
that's
us
not much
know
of a
too.
problem.
So
Any other developments in terms of small businesses in town?
I haven't seen any major changes. I know that
There's some kind of spa or exercise place or something at Gristmill apparently is opened. I haven't driven in there. I saw
Well, I
it on
know.
the
Did you see
internet.
the maid place? Did they go in the cleaning service?
I haven't seen
I
that.
haven't driven by to see, but I know
Wh-
when they
wh-
had reached out to me.
Right. Sweep it clean.
Yeah.
Where were they gonna be moving
I
to?
think they were going to be moving right next to where the nail salon is, but
Oh,
I'm not,
okay.
kind of in between there and Southwoods, but I'm not positive. So that'll be interesting. I did see that Crepes Tea House is doing some kind of harvest festival.
Okay.
I noticed
is
some
the Crepes
signs.
House?
Crepes Tea House, they're doing some sort of harvest festival. I just noticed
Okay.
some signs, but I noticed on Facebook there was a post too.
I know
Like face
lately, every
paintings.
time I go by, there's at least 20 or 25 cars in the parking
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. I mean, it's cute in there. They're nice in there too. So
What do they have? Just crepes?
they have crepes and they have different. I don't know what nationality necessarily.
They're
it
Eastern
is.
European.
They are Eastern
like
European.
Estonia or Slovakia or
Or,
something.
yeah, so I'm not sure, but they do. They'll do bagels. They do breakfast all day too, and they do a couple other dishes. But they'll do like I don't know, it's called like pelmeni, like dumplings and
Okay.
salads.
And they have
and-
Eastern European liqueurs and all in the
yeah,
evening.
yeah, and they have regular ones as well, and they have a huge selection of teas, all sorts of teas, which they're delicious. But yeah,
Okay.
so it's not bad to pop in, and they put a big outdoor portion. I know they're redoing some more stuff out in the back because I think they want to have more events and things like that. So they've actually done a really good job so far with the additions they've put on to the property. It looks nice.
I did hear that Baker, in the center of town, the nursery, is he no longer going to be there?
Anson?
Hanson.
I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't hear that.
I think he's moving out. We'll see.
Mhm.
I think that's happening.
I hope
He
not.
stopped by the other day, and
I hope not. He's very nice.
so.
And of course, the former bank is still
Yeah.
for sale,
Yeah.
as well as, of course, that former medical building is for lease.
Yeah. And there's still a couple empty little spots around in on College Highway.
Is that retirement community going to be okay? I mean, with all the fallout, or
I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
It's got the new owner, they're renting the apartments and the cottages per month, so you don't put up tens of thousands of dollars to move in.
Oh, that's a good idea. It's better. Are they
It's
offering
about
the same services?
$3,000 or
Are they-
$3,400 a month.
Yeah. Are they
rent.
offering the same services though? Like they had
I'm
or
not
something?
sure it's the same, or maybe a little less.
Yeah. Okay. Like dining hall and stuff, or
Apparently, they still have that for the
Okay.
people in the big house,
Okay.
as they call it.
so
nice.
just to rent is 3,000 plus maybe? Really?
Interesting.
They think that's where the market is.
Boy. Are they, what's their rate? I mean, are they pretty full?
I don't know how occupied they are at this stage. Because when they came in, the occupancy was only 40 or 50%, I think. You know, it had dropped down over a period of a couple of years.
Okay.
Interesting.
So are there other things that you think that economic development should be doing over the next year or so?
I think we need to get a clear goal of what, you know, what our position is here in town at this point. You know, I think if we want to do some of these activities and, you know, promote Small Business Sunday, or if this keeps going on with, or Small Business Saturday, sorry, or keeps going on with, you know, people needing jobs. I mean, I know people said if you do another job fair, we'd love to attend, you know, but we just didn't have anything in our budget to, you know, promote it per se, other than any type of free advertising that we could reach out to. And of course, again, you know, it was nice for the news to come, but, you know, coming during and putting it on the 10 o'clock news didn't benefit people, you know,
After
coming.
the event's already over.
Right. So, you know, I think that's, you know, we need to talk about our budget too, is, you know, going forward and seeing if, you know, we can get a little bit more. I mean, if we're going to do a job fair, I mean, I'm sorry, a home and business show this year, you know, I mean, we discussed because of the fact that we don't have a lot, we probably do it here. But if we do it here, you know, that limits some of the things that, you know, people come and they stay and they shop a little bit and have a cocktail and they listen to a little bit of music or something like that.
Which is what we used to do at the ranch.
Right, or Tucker's
Or
even.
Tucker's.
Right, so that's a whole different ball game. You know,
Right.
it just looks a little different than what, you know, might be a little more enticing to public to come, or people to put $25 a table up for. So there's, you know, so I think we need to kind of talk about a couple of those things, like, and also again, like, what's our direction? Like, what is our, are we just the happy welcoming committee, or are we, you know, are we actually involved in any of the decision making or promoting of anything?
Well, I think it's important as far as the, you know, the master plan involvement. I think that'll be an important
Right.
thing.
I agree.
But I think we should maybe ask the powers that be what they expect of us. You know, I mean, I always like to know what's expected of me, you know, so maybe something.
You can't accomplish it if you don't know what it is.
Right,
Maybe
exactly.
something formalized would be good. Okay, you know, we've struggled with these different things, not a lot of attendance and so forth, and it's not just 1 year, it's been many years, you
Right.
know,
Right.
this stuff, so maybe it's time to rethink this. What, you know, what do you think our goals should be? And
Well, part of the very high level is, what do the selectmen, how do they view Southwick 3 years or 5 years from now? I asked that question more
Yeah.
than 10 years ago, and people said, shh, don't ask, because the people at the time didn't know.
Right.
They had never really thought about it.
but shouldn't we be asking our bosses
Oh,
what,
yeah,
you know, what part we play in all of this, whatever it is? If
Right.
we have no vision, then okay.
right.
No, I agree. So, like, you know, if they want, you know, I don't know, like you said, you know, Russ wanted a copy of the restaurants for the
Right.
bank. Like, is that something we should be helping out with? Like, trying to, you know, find a business to come on in to our town and
It's just,
promoting.
since the town has no money to entice businesses in, all we have is we can give you information, and as a real estate broker.
Right, and we can give you.
If
low,
you have
but we
clients
can also give you low
that might be
tax, low
interested.
tax,
Right,
low taxes. So I think that's pretty enticing if you know, depending on what type of business you have, you know. So-
have you seen the articles in the Westfield News in the last couple of weeks about these data centers in Westfield?
Yes, I've
'Cause
seen a
that's-
couple. I've seen a couple. but
Yeah,
not a
because
lot.
it's kind of a controversy of, should the city be giving them the tax breaks for 40 years, or, which then they know how much they're gonna pay in tax for the next 40 years, in terms of projections. Or does the town wanna get into that line of
Right.
business, or do they want some other kind of industry in town? Except, like with the data centers, it's not tractor trailers, it's not a distribution
right.
center or a
Right,
truck station or whatever, something different.
right.
And then one of the articles, there was an article last Saturday by one of the members of the city council. He wrote like 2/3 of a page of a review, and he was comparing Westfield to Loudoun, Virginia. Loudoun is a county in Virginia, in Northern Virginia, and they have over 100 of these data centers. But they're getting lots of tax revenue off them. I don't know if the kind of deals they're getting down there
Right.
are similar to the
Right.
deal being offered in Westfield or not.
Right.
Because they don't create a lot of jobs, they just fill up a lot of space and use a lot of electric.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What are
Can
they,
it-
big computers or something? Or whatever?
Yeah, a company will come in, build this huge big data center, and then they'll be doing cloud computing. Amazon might have 10,000 computers in their room, or Microsoft could have so much. And then they're selling their services back out to different businesses, could be airlines or hotels or whatever. Because if you do a lot of business via computer, in addition to wherever your computers are, you need a backup system. It'd be like the New York Stock Exchange has backup systems in Connecticut. Because if anything happened in Lower Manhattan and they lose power, the stock exchange is out of business.
So think of like not like just a small computer like your laptop or something like that. These are like almost like remember the old like
yeah.
when the first computer it took up the size of this room or something.
Right.
It's similar to that kind of type scale.
And because more and more people are buying online, then they're not going to Ingleside. Enfield Square is almost non-existent now. There's almost no retailers there. People are going on Amazon or whatever website they want to, and they're ordering everything. And
Yeah.
the Amazon trucks are driving all over Southwick, making deliveries all day long and into the evening. People are buying their groceries. Over at Stop and Shop in Feeding Hills, there's at least 20 Stop and Shop delivery trucks
Really?
Peapod.
that are out every day delivering. If you go into the store, there's at least 10 or 15 employees during the day going around with carts picking up the
That's
items
something.
for your order to put into your bag and to put into your bag, and then they go in these trucks and get delivered.
So how much you pay for those deliveries?
About $6.
Really? That's all?
Maybe and then tip. So $12. $12 is worth it to me if I've been wicked busy and I have two
Well,
kids
boy.
at home.
I've never used,
and-
How do you know what kind of bananas they're gonna pick out and all that kind of
You know what? Some of the stuff, that's the type of stuff that you're just kind of like, do I even let them? You know what I mean? There's definitely a few things that you're like, this wasn't the best. Or they do substitutions of certain things. So you have to go in and say, like, I don't want a substitution for a different name brand or something like
Yeah.
that. But I got to tell you, to go down there, shop for an hour, put it all in the belt. Sometimes bag it yourself, right? Because if they have baggers or not, then put it in your car, then unload it into your house. Worth $12 to me. And I don't do it often, but there have been times. And during COVID, I did it. When they were telling you,
2 or 3
very
years ago,
scared to
they
go
had
into the grocery
4 or
store.
5 delivery trucks. Now they got all new delivery trucks, and there's at least 20 of them there. So obviously somebody's using them.
Yeah.
Well, I guess my comment to that is if these store shelves are starting to get empty because, Powell can't make their deliveries because they don't have truck drivers, so
Right.
they maybe ought to take those
There,
people.
there's 70 container ships off the coast of LA and
Right.
Long Beach, and they can't get in because there's nobody to unload the containers, to drive them away or put them on trains and drive the trains away.
They're all working at picking groceries and driving those little delivery trucks.
No.
It's just you need both ends of it. You need the stuff coming into the country, and at the other end, you need somebody delivering it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize this, one of the big problems is, and I never even thought about it till a trucker told me today, we have truck parking down there.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, all this pot that they're approving around the country, and these guys that drive truck can't have any pot in their bloodstream, right? So now they're even thinking about being more lenient about that. So can you imagine what's going to
I'm not
happen
sure
just
if
to get drivers? I can't even imagine. So you're gonna have some pothead driving an 80,000-pound rig down the road? So, but that's what's happening. I mean, there's a downside to all this kind of stuff. I mean, you might want to think it's nice to live and let live, but it has its comeuppance. So, and that's what I've heard is one of the big reasons why they can't get drivers, because these kids would rather, or people would rather smoke pot, and they can't get licenses. They can't.
Right, because they've got their medical exams and everything else
Yeah.
to go through.
That's pretty amazing. But we're doing it to ourselves.
I just don't understand how, I just don't understand how, like, people were working so much a couple of years ago, and
Yeah.
now there's, like, nobody.
Right.
Like, it's just blowing my mind. I still don't understand where are all the employees? Like,
Yeah.
where are all the people?
And it has nothing to do with the $300 that.
Well,
they
no,
were
because
getting.
that's over now.
That's
so I don't,
over.
and I
They're
get
still
it.
not
People, I
applying
get
for
it. People have
jobs.
started small businesses, and people have done like online sales, and they figured out different stuff. And I think there is definitely a huge, significant portion that decided to go a little more like not off the grid, but realize the rat race of the everyday life that they were living, and going and growing your own vegetables or doing things like that, and not spending as much money doing certain things. But
Some people decided they didn't want to work in restaurants. Getting paid, Massachusetts, I think it's $5.50 an hour. In some states, it's $3 an
Right.
hour,
Plus
and
tips.
depend on tips.
Right.
If there's fewer people in the restaurants, then there's fewer tips
Right.
per hour.
Right.
I don't think it's a money thing. I think you're onto something right there, because I was talking to somebody yesterday, a business owner, and they were even trying to hire people at $36 an hour, and they couldn't even get, and I wish I could remember what it was. I'll think about it. But anyway, so it seems that people have decided, like you said, that they want nothing more to do with the rat race. We have a place upstate New York, right next to us is another cabin house, and that couple were down in Manhattan. They got a couple little kids. They have been up there since the start of COVID. They're not going back.
Well, see, a lot of companies have said you can telecommute from anywhere in the world or anywhere in
Right.
the country or whatever. So they're saying, I'm not going back to Manhattan.
But you know what? They were on the boat during the summer all day. So how much work is really getting done?
Right. Right.
How much work is really getting done at home? I
Right.
couldn't.
Right, yeah.
I can't even take a barking dog when I'm doing a contract, you know what I mean? So I know how good home is, just for menial stuff,
I
much
know.
less,
I know.
so, yeah, things have really changed.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting.
But what really irritates me is when it starts affecting the grocery shelves, and they start all over again with the toilet paper and all this kind of stuff. Come on.
We were at Costco in Enfield the other day. There was no toilet paper.
I was at Costco last weekend.
There were
West
paper
Springfield.
towels, a small amount. There was lots of water.
There was
time.
no paper towels. There was no toilet paper, and there were no napkins.
Isn't that amazing?
And I'm going, I'm not coming into a hoard. I just want my, you know what I mean? I was
Right.
coming to Costco, and that's like the first thing you think of is like, I'm
Right.
going to grab my paper towels, toilet paper. And
Go to the back
toilet
of the
paper.
store and get that stuff.
Yeah. And then somebody said they went in a couple days, and they said their trucks have not come in days. So then I was just talking to a girlfriend, she said they had paper towels, but no toilet paper, and they had no Kirkland water. They had other water, like, I don't know what else they carry for brands. But I always get the Kirkland because it's
Right.
like $2.50 a case or something, and
It's 7 cents a bottle.
Yeah, my kids play sports, or whatever, and
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah,
easy to
the
grab.
other day in Enfield, there was no toilet paper, but they had paper towels and they had water.
So.
But they haven't had paper towels and toilet paper in West Springfield a week or 2 weeks ago when
Right.
we were there.
Right.
I hope they don't start all this kind of stuff.
I hope they don't either.
But again, that stuff was on the national news last week. It was on CBS News at night. It was on regular NBC News. I think it was Sunday night
well,
or
now
something.
they're saying, start Christmas shopping now because you're not going to be
the
able to
gifts
get
won't
things.
be there in December.
Yeah, and I'm like,
But you
Are
can't
you
start blaming
right?
these containers, though, as far as food goes. We're the breadbasket.
right,
It's not like we ship it to China and get it back here.
we do.
No, but
pork.
all the manufactured goods, so much of it is coming
Paper
from there.
products. We
The-
get paper
Yes,
from China?
wait a minute, we do that with food, we do that with pork.
Well, I'm just saying, we
do
shouldn't
that.
have to.
Right.
We do,
I know,
We
we shouldn't
do.
have to. I mean, fruits and all that kind of stuff.
go get
All of our
go
fruits
get
from
garlic.
Central and South America.
Wait, go get garlic. It
A
all
lot
is
of it's from
China.
China. I only buy if it's from Gilroy, California, so we lived out in that area and used to go to the garlic
Yeah.
festivals.
Oh, I would love that. I would die, but I would love it.
I don't want food from China.
I don't, I don't see why we'd have to have food from anywhere but here. But
Or
it is.
paper products, my goodness, with the trees and stuff.
How about
and
so
the
much?
paper mill.
There's so much. It's just none of it makes
Because
sense.
there's a shortage of cardboard boxes for Amazon and for all these places to deliver all these goods that you ordered online.
Yeah.
Well,
So
they
now
give you.
they're running out of
You order a
boxes.
book and they give you a box this big. You think you're coming home to like some wonderful package. You open it up
true.
and it's one small little book in there. I
The-
mean,
the
what
only
happened to
size
waste
they could
not,
get.
want not?
I'd rather have the paper towel and keep the box. Right?
Yep.
I don't know, it's just, So I think at some point, maybe we should get a letter out to the selectmen and say, or not selectmen, selectmen. And say, we're
What is our?
trying to sort this out here and, what do you expect of us? We can't be so bold as to say,
It's going.
I don't
Oh,
know,
okay.
why weren't we involved in certain,
Decision making.
decision-making or entertaining people or whatever, but,
I would like to know. I mean, I've been on this for a while, and I think that it's kind of always been my question. It's kind of like, what is the purpose? And I understand that, towns need an economic development commission. Like, towns have them. All towns have them, pretty much. But the purpose that they serve it doesn't seem to be the purpose that we serve.
right, no.
If you do a Google or a Bing search and you look at economic development, you can bump into the Economic Development Commission in Suffield, in Granby, Connecticut, all over Connecticut, or other towns in Western Mass, and read the EDC minutes. They get a selectman, they get the town planner, they get all these other people come to their meetings and report on whatever came out of their department or their function within the town. We hear nothing except if you go to a meeting or you read it in the newspaper.
But we have to go to a meeting.
Right,
In order to do it, or
Right.
and again, and I understand again with the public when they're so upset and stuff like that, and you have to go to meetings, but I can't go to every meeting. I
Right.
can't go to all these meetings, and I can't listen for the 2 hours or something
Right.
what they are sometimes, afterwards either when they're recorded, and it's nice that they're recorded and you have that option, but
you don't have the 2 or 3 hours to sit there and listen to the tape.
no.
So maybe if nothing else, we need to define our responsibilities or expectations, right,
Yeah,
within a few
we also
meetings.
need to think, by December, they'll be asking what we're looking for next year's budget.
That's why it'd be nice to know
Yeah,
beforehand, what do you expect of us?
and we can talk about it more at the November meeting about the Small Business Saturday.
Yeah.
Maybe we can, other than the yellow signs that we've got, I can have put around town, is what else do we want to do? And try to get some stuff, as you say, on the town crier, on Channel 15. And also see if we can, now that they have a new editor of the Westfield News, see if we can get him to put more stuff in the paper
Okay.
about Southwick. And I think you'll find the article about Southwick that Russ and Carl did interesting in terms of
I will read
where
it.
their direction is. And they'll be doing it again for Southwick in April of next year. I can't remember which issue in April, but it's on the 22 calendar. Business West puts out of what they're gonna have
Okay.
in their publication.
I had a question, is B&E staying in that building?
B&E apparently is staying, from what the
Really?
real estate broker told me.
Okay. I mean, I thought that,
I didn't realize B&E was sold 4 or 5 years ago. and that the previous owners kept the real estate and leased it out to whoever owns B&E now. I didn't know that part. That's what the real estate agent told me this afternoon.
Okay,
Because I was shocked. I go on LoopNet about every 10 days,
yeah,
and all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, what's this?
yeah, no. All right,
So we're meeting the 17th of next month,
Yeah, whatever the,
third Wednesday.
right, 17th.
okay.
Okay.
I like that you're,
Yeah.
I skip all the pages though. I only write in the calendar portion. I don't know why. That's just my,
Yeah, this looks like a Franklin Planner or
Yeah,
competitive product.
yeah, I don't use the phone with all the amenities. I stick with this old one here, nobody bothers me. I do have the other one at home, but that's
oh,
where
you're
it
so
stays.
funny.
Yeah,
All right.
Okay, so I think we'll end the meeting now.
all right.
Do you need to say anything else?
No, you
All
just
right, we're good.
turn it off.